I find it really worrying how, in some of the newsrooms around the UK, the enthusiasm for this story has taken root, and I find it odd, ironic, hypocritical, maybe, given the amount of white powder that seems to be floating around, and in a development as inevitable as a Daily Mail headline about Meghan Markle's dress choices. A US court has now ruled that Prince Harry's visa application will be made public by Tuesday. And this decision, delivered by Judge Carl Nichols, has ignited a firestorm of speculation, political posturing, and let's be honest, a good deal of schadenfreude among his critics. And at the heart of the matter is whether the Duke of Sussex was entirely truthful in either his visa application or his memoir Spare. The Heritage Foundation, a conservative US think tank, has relentlessly pursued the case, arguing that Harry's admission of drug use in his memoir, where he candidly recalled dabbling in cocaine, marijuana, and psychedelic mushrooms, should have disqualified him from obtaining a US visa. The foundation's claim that the American immigration system's integrity is at stake. Judge Nichols' decision is a reversal from his September 2024 ruling, where he originally considered the public interest in Harry's immigration records insufficient, yet relentless pressure from the Heritage Foundation has led to his reconsideration, with the Department of Homeland Security now preparing redacted versions of the documents for release. And what exactly will be redacted remains unclear, but speculation is rife that the key question is whether Harry answered no when asked about past drug use, and if so, the question of whether he should face legal consequences, including potential revocation of his visa, will take centre stage. No American political saga is complete without a cameo from from President Trump, and back in February, Trump reassured the New York Post that he had no intention of deporting Harry, offering his usual blend of backhanded diplomacy. I'll leave him alone. He's got enough problems with his wife. She's terrible. One might assume this statement settled the issue, but given Trump's famously fluid relationship with consistency and truth, this assurance was always precarious at best. Indeed, Trump has previously suggested that Harry should not receive preferential treatment and that appropriate action should be taken if he was found to have lied on his application. Given Trump's renewed ambitions to be seen as a Nobel Prize winner, this issue may well emerge as some sort of flag. As some sort of flag of his honesty, because I think it's in short supply. And if you can't trust him in small things, then you can't trust him in big things. And the US has a notoriously strict stance on immigration violations, particularly when it comes to drug use, perhaps too strict, who knows. Public figures like Nigella Lawson and Amy Whitehouse have famously faced difficulties entering the country because of drug-related admissions, and if it turns out that Harry omitted details in his application, the Department of Homeland Security could, in theory, revoke his visa. However, deportation remains highly unlikely given the diplomatic sensitivity and his high profile. The more likely outcome is a bureaucratic tightening of the rules rather than an actual expulsion. And while the Heritage Foundation frames its pursuit as a matter of legal principle, it's impossible to ignore the political undercurrents. The think tank is deeply aligned with conservative values and has long positioned itself against figures it considers emblematic of liberal elitism, and Prince Harry, with his Californian lifestyle, media ventures and break from royal traditions, represents an ideal target. Additionally, this case intersects with the broader Republican talking points about selective immigration enforcement under Biden's administration. And if Harry is seen as receiving preferential treatment, the narrative could be used to highlight alleged double standards in US immigration policy. Predictably, the media response has been split along partisan lines. Conservative outlets have pounced on the story as proof of elitist hypocrisy, while more liberal platforms have downplayed the significance, arguing that the case is a politically motivated distraction. Meanwhile, social media is ablaze with divided opinions ranging from calls for Harry's deportation to bemusement over why his visa application is of greater concern than pressing national interests. The decision also coincides with the other rather tepid reception of Meghan's new Netflix show with Love, Meghan, leading some to speculate about whether this legal spectacle will overshadow her latest venture or, paradoxically, drive up viewership. By Tuesday, we should see at least some of the details from Harry's visa application, and if the documents confirm he declared his drug use, this may end the saga. If, however, the records suggest he was less than forthcoming, the political and legal consequences will intensify. The Heritage Foundation will likely push for further scrutiny, and the case could become a litmus test for immigration policy enforcement. For now, Prince Harry and Meghan Markle remain entrenched in the political American landscape, and whether they like it or not, that's where they are likely to remain. And the latest controversy only reinforces their post-royal lives that are far from private, and that every move they make remains fodder for scrutiny, debate, and undoubtedly more legal action. I think, frankly, what Harry needs is a hug.